Motorcycle gear is expensive. Camping gear is expensive, but it doesn't have to be. In this video, I'm going to go over some easy steps for you guys to get into motorcycle camping for less than $100. Welcome to the very first episode in my newest series where we get together and talk all things motorcycle camping. So if you've seen any of my motorcycle camping videos on the channel, they're pretty laid back. We're usually kicking it around the fire, drinking a couple beers, roasting a couple brats, or cooking up a nice steak. But other than that, I'm not very intensive when it comes to motorcycle camping, and therefore I feel like I can give you a pretty relaxed idea of some easy ways to get into the sport for relatively cheap. So in this video, I'm gonna go over some 3 key features that you can afford to buy for very low cost and still enjoy a wonderful time motorcycle camping. Okay, first things first. When you go motorcycle camping, and we're not gonna be roughing it here, you guys. I know a lot of you say that you like to just, set up a tarp or a lean-to and sleep on the ground or under the stars. We're not like that over here on the Her Two Wheels channel. I like to be comfortable. I like to have a nice, pleasant experience while camping. So the first thing you're gonna need to get is some shelter. Now that can be a hammock, that can be a tent, that can be an RV camper for all I care. I don't really mind, but it's kind of hard finding a decent shelter for not that much money. So the first thing on my list is this 3-person tent. I picked up this Ozark Trail 3-person dome tent at Walmart last year for $25. It has since gone up in price to a whopping $35 now. But the thing I wanted to share about this little tent with you guys, whoa, by the way, before we go any further, none of these items in this video are sponsored. I purchased all of these items with my own money, and I have been through the ringer of trial and error on items that I truly think I can share with you guys. So, I bought this tent for $25 last summer, first of all, because it was super cheap. I couldn't believe how cheap this tent was. And second, it is tiny. I could not believe how small this tent was. It actually fit perfectly in my saddlebags. Is it the best quality tent? No, absolutely not. Will it protect you from the elements? Yeah, I mean, for the most part, if you're not caught in a monsoon or a hailstorm or something like that, but it'll do a pretty good job keeping you dry. You got your shelter. 35 bucks in. Let's see what we can come up with next to have a quality motorcycle camping experience for less than $100. Now, if you're anything like me, you don't like sleeping on the ground. I love camping. I hate sleeping on the ground. I hate it. So, mattresses are honestly one of the #1 things I have spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars on trying to find the perfect mattress. This video isn't about finding the perfect mattress, it's about finding an affordable mattress. So next up is this little guy. Now, if you've seen any of my videos before, you'll see why I love this mattress so much and how easy it is to inflate. But this, once again, is an Ozark Trail twin size air mattress. It's 8.5 inches thick, and it pumps up without a pump. That means no batteries. That means no extra weight hanging around with you or the opportunity to run out of batteries, and you won't be able to blow this thing up at night. I picked this up for a whopping $15, also last year. I do believe it has gone up to $17 or $18 now, so you guys, get your items before inflation bites you in the butt, because it's coming. So it comes automatically with this inflator pouch. So all you do is connect the 2 pieces, fill it with air, and then you just pump it down over and over again. It really doesn't take that long, but probably the best feature about all of this is the actual air bag doubles as a pillow. That's actually even how it's advertised online. So for $17, you not only get yourself a thick, comfortable air pad, you also get an inflatable pillow with it. Have I slept with the pillow? Yes. Was it comfortable? No, not really. It's very airy, so it does get cold. I put a t-shirt over mine, so it was a little easier to sleep on. But as an all-included sleeping apparatus, I would say for $17, you can't really beat that. And if you guys are interested in the specific items I'm talking about in this video, I will have them linked down in the description. Once again, not sponsored, but I just want to share with you guys how to get into the sport. All right, already we're halfway there. We have a shelter to sleep in and we have a device to sleep on. So what's next? Sleeping bags or blankets of some sort. Now, if you're anything like me and you live in the northern states or the northern hemisphere where we get winter up here, I wouldn't really recommend any of these items for winter camping, but if you're just having fun on a lazy Sunday with your friends out camping, these are probably gonna do great. I wouldn't really go camping in anything colder than 55 degrees Fahrenheit with these items. So this sleeping bag I got right here, once again, is an Ozark Trail. It is, I believe, a compact, supposed to be backpacking sleeping bag I actually picked up from Walmart once again. It compacts very nice. I do enjoy how small this compacts, but it's not too warm. I mean, it's keeping me warm right now as I sit outside in the snow, but camping with this? No, you're gonna need something warmer. So I do have some comparable links down in the description because this, once again, was kind of expensive. It was about $45, which I wouldn't recommend for our $100 budget video, but there are some decent, bigger sleeping bags that you'll be able to pack with you for probably anywhere from the $20 to $40 mark. So I do have this one linked down below. I believe this was roughly $20 when it all comes down to it. It does pack up rather large, so for motorcycle camping, that's a very conscious thing that you need to think of. But once again, we're budget conscious here, and you can figure out a way to strap these to your bike. Now, I probably have a lot of you watching that are like, come on, Hurts Wheels, don't be telling people to buy this cheap crap to get into motorcycle camping. You want to get substantial quality gear. And I agree with you, but here's why I also disagree. So let's talk about the reasons why I think it's important to get into motorcycle camping for not that much money. Maybe you're gonna hate it. Maybe you just want to try it out and you're not sure if you're gonna like it, so you don't want to invest a bunch of money, which is something I do, unfortunately, with almost everything in my life. But this is just gonna be a cheap, easy way to go try it out and see what you think. Maybe if you enjoy it, you'll learn something that you would do differently next time, and then you can incorporate pieces and parts here and there. That's exactly how my motorcycle camping hobby has evolved over the years. And on the flip side of that, maybe you're not into it, but you want to start attending some fun motorcycle camping events. So personally, I love going to events like Babes Ride Out, Grits and Glory, and all kinds of motorcycle camping stuff, and it's just fun to all get together as a community, camp and party and ride. Not in that order. But what I'm saying is, if you're not into camping all the time and you just want to go for one weekend, this is a very easy way to add some gear and make sure you still have a good time. You don't really have to worry about food or drinks or stuff like that because you're at an event. Most places have food trucks or really beautiful rides into really quaint towns for wonderful mom and pop restaurants, and sleeping in the tent is all you really need to do at nighttime. And another reason is you're probably a minimalist. You know, I know so many people that comment on my videos and they're like, oh my gosh, you bring too much stuff. I would just sleep on the ground on a tarp. And I'm like, oh my God, that sounds horrible. I would rather just not sleep if that was the case. Just having these few items for not a lot of money is a great way to get to enjoy the experience of motorcycle camping in a minimalistic style without spending a bunch of money. Okay, so if you guys actually watched this video right here, you will know that in that video I asked you to ask me some questions specifically relating to motorcycle camping. And then during the entire month of February, when I make videos talking about motorcycle camping, I'm going to answer 3 questions at the end of every single video to make sure that we can cover all of our bases when it comes to motorcycle camping. So these 3 questions honestly probably have nothing to do with the actual items in this video here. But I wanted to let you know before I read those questions, if you have any other questions about camping for less than $100 or very cheap ways to get into camping, leave a comment down below and I'll do my best to get to those questions. Let's get into the subscriber questions. Okay, this first question comes from Bobby Cornball 49. What is the worst camping experience you have ever had while motorcycle camping? And what is the one thing you wish you knew more about while motorcycle camping? Probably the worst experience I had motorcycle camping was camping when it was too cold. I've done that a couple times. It wasn't just one experience. So that's why I mentioned I've spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars on all kinds of camping gear, because every single time I go camping, I seem to learn just a little bit more. So I would say probably the second time I ever went motorcycle camping, this was before I had a YouTube channel, I took my tent up to a beautiful campground in northeastern Ohio, and the temperature got down to about 45 degrees Fahrenheit that night. I was camping with this little sleeping bag, which is only rated for about 50 degrees Fahrenheit, and I was on a very, very tiny, thin mattress pad. I had my beanies on. I didn't really have any proper base layers at that point, so I froze. That was a very uncomfortable night. And then following up to that, the second time I slept when it was too cold outside was the second year I went to Babe's Ride Out in New York. I was using my Lawson hammock, and I did not understand the concept of under hammock, you know, the cold butt situation. So it got down to about 50 degrees Fahrenheit both nights. And as I was snug as a bug in a rug in my little hammock, my sleeping bag, once again, this one was compressed underneath me, and I froze all night long. And to answer the second part of that question, it kind of ties into the first part of the question, was I wish I understood temperature fluctuations and how to properly prepare for temperature swings. I have since learned, and I am still learning. This question comes from Paul Beardsley. If you could, how much weight does moto camping add to your ride? I'm planning a cross-country camping trip, and I'm going to see how much weight I can add to my Indian to stay comfortable at the campsite. I'm hoping that it's not more than what it would be riding 2 up. What is your take? So I will say adding my camping gear does add significant weight to the motorcycle. I truly do not think it adds more than what carrying a passenger would be. So I think all of my camping gear together, when I really load it down, is probably right around 50 pounds. And the only reason I say that is because I can pretty easily take off and on my camping gear from my motorcycle. So I think if you're going on a cross-country camping trip, I would highly encourage you to probably spend a little bit more money on some higher quality gear that does pack down smaller. It's just easier to pack up, and it doesn't really weigh you down on the road. Now, that being said, I do have a lot of people asking me if I experience, wobbles down the road or any issues while riding with a bunch of gear loaded up. I haven't experienced issues. I have noticed a difference when it comes to cornering and braking and stuff like that. You do have to compensate for the extra weight. But the one thing I have noticed is just how quickly my rear tire wears down. So that's it. Honestly, I don't really notice a huge difference, but it can add up. So definitely do a couple trial runs. And the third question comes from Jeska Vol. I found you when Josh visited long ago and recommended your channel. They're referencing that video right here. My camping question is, what is your most favorite beer or whiskey to take camping and why? And honestly, the reason I really liked this question is because what I said at the beginning of this video is camping for me is relaxing. It is a fun form of escapism for me to get outdoors, hang out with my friends, and enjoy my 2 wheels. So once I get to my campground and I get to just hang out and set up and be around a campfire, I do love to enjoy cooking food and drinking some very good adult beverages. Now, if you've seen any of my videos, you guys usually know I'm in a constant state of trying to lose weight. So I usually tend to drink lighter carb beer and stuff like that. I don't really like whiskey. I haven't grown up yet. But my favorite beer to drink when I go to these campsites is just something light. So I do love like Corona Premier, Michelob Ultra, stuff like that. I do love good beer. That's really hard for me to say that because I love craft beer. Oh man. But if I want to sleep well at night, I usually just keep it on the lighter end. And sleeping good at the end of the day is all I really want when I go motorcycle camping. Now, like I said, this is just a very honest and relaxed way of me to explain how you can easily get into the sport for not that much money. There is a plethora of wonderful, amazing blogs and YouTube videos and other people who actually camp almost for a living, and I would consider professionals at it. Me? I'm a hometown girl. I like to go camping at local campgrounds, go to rallies, meet up with friends, and just relax. So if you are interested in actually camping long-term off of your motorcycle, maybe at the end of this year I can give you a little more experienced information. But until then, thank you guys for watching this video. As always, you be good, and I'll see you later.